What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got a couple of quick and flashy Grand Maju duels for you guys to check out. There will of course be tons of cards being banished throughout these two duels, but they will not all be by the Grand Maju deck. Not surprisingly, because in 2019 there's obviously a lot of archetypes that can banish a lot of cards, and surprisingly Burning Abyss is one of them. This is actually a Burning Abyss hybrid deck. You guys know that Burning Abyss builds right now pretty much kind of focus on mainly Block Dragon kind of being like a great enabler, not just for link material, but then being able to search sometimes 2-3 monsters with this card. Usually 2 monsters, they serve as extenders, and it's just an excellent card for Burning Abyss. So I believe that BA is going first, Grand Maju obviously at the top, and he's going to have an incredibly solid opening, going straight for Cherubini, dumping Graf into the graveyard, getting himself a Seer. Then, because of the effect of Cherubini, where the Seer doesn't blow itself up, he's able to easily make Dante. He'll be able to trigger the Seer, probably summon back Graf in the process, which is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to summon that Block Dragon, then go for Giant Rex because it was banished. It summons itself. Now he's going to go for Saryuya Scoldred, which is not bad. He's going to chain block against possibly like an Ash Blossom, which maybe his opponent would have already used if he had it, but just in case he did, he's going to chain block against something like an Ash Blossom or a Ghost Ogre by using the Block Golem. He goes for Beatrice, and this was cool, right? So this is why you play Block Dragon and like Burning Abyss. You get 2 monsters, and what's nice is both of these guys can special summon themselves, so he's going to be able to drop an Abyss Dweller in addition to all of the cards that he's actually summoned, the Beatrice and the Saryuya. But he ain't done yet. Gonna drop not 1 but 2 copies of Orbital Highlander, and let's be real, this is a really strong turn 1 board for Burning Abyss. You have potentially 4 ways of disrupting your opponent. You have Abyss Dweller for the graveyard, you got the Beatrice, which can turn itself into Farfo or Alec or kind of like whatever you need, and then you have the pops of Orbital Highlander, 2 of them, so that's pretty good. Now his opponent is going to actually pull some shenanigans here that are not going to work out. He goes for the copy of Gizmek Orochi, but he's going to be like, nah bro, I'm going to use Orbital Highlander. Not only does he blow up the Orochi, but then he luckily gets a Fiendish Rhino Warrior, which can send Skarm to the graveyard. That is some cheese right there. Really nice play during the end phase by the Burning Abyss player. Basically gets him a pop and a +1. He will try to fire back with the Gizmek, but it's just going to be blown up by the other Orbital Highlander. Has to go for Mallet. I think he's just looking for cards. He's going to miss out on the Soul Absorption pop, and this is where the what's it called, the Grand Maju player can get some life points. By the way, check out this cheese, going for Ancient Leaf in a singles duel. What? For those of you who don't know, you have to have 9,000 life points to activate this card, so generally you only see it in tag duels, but if you can gain life points, it can be nice because it's basically just pot of greed. Now the thing is, he did play 1 day apiece during this turn, and I think his opponent just didn't see that. Really what he should do is, especially after he gets a free +1 from the effect failure, he should basically just pass turn. Instead, he goes for Borosword Dragon, goes for another copy of Dante. He's going to banish some cards, which, keep in mind, every time he banishes a card, this guy will gain 500 life points. And since he can't do any damage, this is all for nothing. Now, if he still had the damage, obviously, Borosword Dragon allows him to do so much ridiculous amount of damage. He would be able to OTK him relatively easily, but he's just not going to get there, and I don't think he realizes it until it's too freaking late. He attacks, and when he doesn't do battle damage, he's like, dang Cap, I done goofed, I messed up, and it's probably going to bite him. We can see he already has the Grand Maju. Plus he used the Orochi, and he has Eater of Millions. He'll probably banish his entire extra deck from Eater of Millions and look to one-shot his opponent with Grand Maju. That's the thing about Grand Maju, man. They play so many of these little random cards that people forget about, whether it be Golden Castle of Stromberg or 1 Day of Peace, that it kind of gives them that 1 extra turn that they need to extend the game. And then obviously when Grand Maju can get to, I mean, what is this thing, 19,000 attack? That's pretty legitimate, right? Just normal summon a 20,000 attack monster. That's how Grand Maju ends up stealing a lot of wins, is people forget about these cards. Second duel should be against Dark Magician. And it is. Gren Maju obviously wants to go second. Dart Magician wants to go first. This is an excellent Dart Magician hand, if I don't say so myself. He opened with not just Rod, which is a guaranteed +1, but then he was able to get the Circle, has Spellbook of Knowledge to draw 2 more cards in his deck. I don't really get United We Stand and what it does for Dart Magician at all. I can kind of understand what Witch's Strike because, you know, it can maybe negate something that if your opponent's trying to use like Ash or something like that, but I'm not really sure about United We Stand. Anyways, he pushes for some pretty decent damage here, not crazy. Once again, using the 1 day apiece. So his opponent gotta, you know, try not to pop off, otherwise he won't get any damage. He also has Dimension Wall. What is that? I don't know. He's gonna use Twin Twister when he summons the Rod. Maybe he didn't realize that Rod does not trigger Circle. It's only when a Dart Magician is summoned, but it's actually gonna work out in the end. Apprentice Illusion is Tribute Summon. He is gonna go for Navigation. This would be where the Circle would try to activate. So as he probably would have used Twin Twister during the anyways. It was a misplay, but it didn't really matter in the end because it was still kind of the right misplay, if that makes sense. He is going to go for Big Eye. He's going to go ahead and snatch steal the copy of Eater of Millions, only to fall victim to 2003's best trap card. Shout out to Mirror Force. People still out here running Mirror Force in 2019. He is going to have the ultimate cheese, Pot of Desires into Gren Maju. I mean, seriously, it must be nice to be a Gren Maju player and just to get all the possible breaks you could ever want. Opponent attacks into a Mirror Force. You got 1 day apiece to basically extend the game for a turn. You activate Desires, banish 10, and then draw, obviously, the Gren Maju, which is powered up by the Desires. So he's going to go for Dingirsu just to, you know, get rid of a back row, make sure he doesn't lose to Mirror Force. And by the way, the card that he popped, this is too lucky. The card that he popped was the Dimension Wall. Do you realize if he would have attacked, let's just say he would have said, Cap, don't nobody play no battle trap except me. If he would have attacked with the Gren Maju, he would have lost to this random Dimension Wall in Dart Magicians, which obviously is a card you can never put them on because why the hell are you running this in this deck? This guy has all the luck. Like, he needs to go to a YCS. If he has this type of luck where players are forgetting these cards and he's winning on these 50-50s, because if he would have hit Witch's Strike, he still ends up losing this duel. So he had a 50-50 chance of losing it. Maybe he should have set the United We Stand as a bluff. That would have been, I guess that would have increased the odds. But anyways, to the victor go the spoils, and it's always better to be lucky than good. I hope you guys enjoyed the duel. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed those short duels, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.